Hey everybody, it's Marty at the party and Rhett, my coding buddy. You can't, oh, she just, yeah, you can't quite see her. I guess you can barely see her. She just came into the screen. But so last time I learned about the sides of the surfaces and the way you can color, you can get them to actually show up uh, on both sides. I ran into this issue in the last video, in the last series, where it was just like I started adding new geometries right at the end, just kind of filling in time as we were kind of winding the project down. And it was like I had these flat geometries, and only half of them were being displayed. And so I got to experiment with it on this one, and we got it going. And then the other side of it is now we get to kind of create something for that. So I'm going to create a new interface for materials, and let's see. Um, I'm going to go into my packages. Excuse me. Sorry. Gosh, so sorry about that. I should have muted. Um, but anyways, I'm going to go into my package. And actually, before I do that, let me hit Alt and left. I want this to be a little shorter. Let's see. Let's make it 3 instead. Yeah, that's nice. Let's make this 0.75. Oh, got lost my comma. Yeah, I think that looks a lot cooler. Um, and then, you like that, Rhett? And so let's go back to the package. Control P, type in packet, PA, package comes up. Let's create our interface for materials. Material. So material really can only have like one thing. I think all of these will need to, all of these are going to need IDs added. But we'll take care of that because basically that I'll need that to have more than one item. Right now, like everything's just kind of assuming we're just going to have one thing that's just attached to the body. I actually got a question, a comment where someone was just like, "Can you attach it to a div?" And it's like, yeah, you can. But as with probably, you know, as with everything in life, one of Angular's greatest strengths is that there's like a million ways to do everything, and one of its greatest weaknesses is that there's like a million ways to do everything. Like it's your greatest strengths are almost always your greatest weaknesses as well. Material, and we get our new material interface. Let's see, there it is. Let's go ahead and close all the other ones. I guess while we're here, we might as well bring it in. Material, ST material. And I just don't even know. I feel like one of the rules that okay, so one thing is we're going to have a type. And right now the only type you can have is normal. And this is like good, right? Like like this is kind of like one of the rules that I kind of want to have is that there wouldn't really be an overlap between um, 3 and like I would have my own stuff. It's my own stuff. I'm not gonna. This stuff is not going to be 3 specific. But then, of course, for every rule, there's always an exception, and the exception is like it would be silly not to limit my sides to the 3 double side, 3 dot single side, and 3 dot or front side, 3 dot back side. You know, like it's right there. You know, like so I'm gonna do it because I break the rules. I'm a rule breaker. So what is it? I think it's side. 3 dot double side, and so I guess we need to import this here. It's kind of weird that it's not. Or 3 dot. Oh my gosh, that's not helpful. 3 dot. That's walled. Dot. I think it's front. Side. And I was kind of hoping it would like kind of give me the little blue thing, but it's not. So I don't know if I need to come up here and import. Basically like we did up here. So alt back, like that. Is it type? Did you mean type of 3 dot double side? So it doesn't like this. As a value, but did you mean type of? Is it saying that? Let's see if it gives me. That's a new one. I'm hoping. So that one means that you're gonna render both sides of everything. I guess I'm gonna. I mean, that's my intention. My intention is for it to mean that you're gonna render both sides. I think it's backside, but I'm not sure. Okay. So now it is happy with that. At least it's compiling. And so we're going to come in here and we're going to say that, oh, no, we're going to come in here in our renderer. And say that it has a ST material. And so now it's upset, right? Because, you know, this doesn't have an ST material. So let's add that. ST material, colon, and then side, colon. I guess it's 3 dot double side. Is that okay? Doesn't surprise me. Type is missing. Side 2. So I guess that is a number 2. I don't really understand. Let's see if it gives anything. We've seen type 2, but required type ST material. Oh, I'm missing. I do know I'm missing. Oh, type. Yeah, that's the piece that we're missing. Normal. And then we need a comma. Yeah, I just shot myself in the foot there. All right, so now over here, we only handle normal here, and then 3 dot double side. Now let's 3 dot front side. Let's see what we get. I think we get everything if we do front side. And then let's try back side. Oh, because we could, I think we could see through. Oh, we're kind of seeing through it. Oh, that is so neat. So we're seeing through, we're seeing the inside of it, but the outside is invisible. So we're kind of seeing it inside out. Um, which like makes, yeah, that's why when we're in the front, I get, oh, because when we're seeing it from the front, we're actually seeing the back of it. When we're seeing the back, we're actually seeing the front. That's a really neat technology. Um, so let's just go with front side. No wonder. So there we go. You like that, Rhett? She is impressed. Rhett is impressed. All right, so now the thing that I've sort of been putting off is going to be how are we going to deal with animations? Um, well, okay, so not actually, we need to add rotation to our required thing, and I guess it should be set to 0 to begin with on a geometry. Yeah, because oh no, the mesh itself has a rotation, which is a geometry, and we do have a mesh, right? Do we have a mesh? See, when you create a renderer, it has a geometry and a material. Did I mess up? I think I messed up. It actually, okay, a mesh has a geometry and a material, and not a renderer. A renderer doesn't have it. A renderer has a renderer has two things on it, right? Oh no, it has a height and a width, and it has a scene and a camera. So do I even have a scene? I don't even have a scene. Okay, so yeah, so we basically just found a big, massive hole in this thing, and that a renderer does not have a geometry and it does not have material. It has a scene, and a scene does not have a geometry or a material. It has a mesh, and a mesh has a geometry and a material. So yeah, that was a huge, huge miss. That would have been extremely difficult to sort of the abstraction there would have been just completely crazy. So now we need to fix that. So that's good. It's good that we figured that out now rather than later. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out how long we've been doing this. Okay, so we're 14 minutes. That's a good amount of time. So yeah, so basically I created this type. I said that a renderer is made up of, has a width, a height, a camera, a geometry, and a material. Right now that seems absolutely like, if, I don't know to you, but to me where I am mentally at this point, that seems insanely off. And what it should be is an ST scene, which I don't even have scene. And then I should also, a scene should have a material in it. It actually should have an array of materials in it. And then a material should have a geometry, not an array of materials, an array of meshes, and a material. And a mesh should have a geometry and a material. And then what was the other thing? Oh, but then the mesh itself should have a rotation. Um, And then I get, yeah, the mesh itself would have an X and a Y and all that other stuff. So yeah, so that was a huge, huge abstract miss that now I get the opportunity to fix, and I'm uh, glad I did, because this is going to be a lot easier to fix now than later. And then, like, all of these things need to have IDs, and I'm not even so sure that like, I have this renderer where I create a renderer. I guess yeah, it happens right at the beginning. Um, and I get a renderer for ID, and it's just like, um, I actually need to create. I need to create a function that creates this and gets the renderer for ID, and then I probably need to pass this create renderer and create the renderer for the ID, because the ID is not related. This is all everything that happens in here in this renderer service, which lives in the 3 folder. Like, all of that stuff is all ThreeJS, and that is not a ThreeJS ID. The renderer actually does have an ID that was created by ThreeJS, but I want to have my own ID. So yeah, I had like some pretty major abstract misunderstandings of even what things I wanted to do, and like like if I had already been building components and building importers and stuff like that, like, these would be extremely difficult even to understand, much less to actually fix. So, so that's kind of the reason for this kind of slow plodding forward pace that we're doing at this point. Um, so I think that is makes me kind of happy to that I have discovered this at this point. Um, and it kind of validates, like, why, because I'm like, oh, why am I going so slow? And it kind of validates that, like, that it makes sense to move slow, because it's easy to make mistakes at this point in the process. The stuff is fun to play with, though. I'm really looking forward to do that. And I was kind of thinking I was going to be getting to animation next, but I'm not. But I will say that I'm going to tread very, very carefully on animations, because that was literally the death knell in the last application. The way the animations worked was just brutal. And I'm actually going to need like a sort of a lookup to the path, I guess, to determine if something should be animated. And then I'm going to need the ID to determine what the animations for a specific thing is. So, like, how I'm setting that up is still a bit vague in my mind. But, anyways, that's why we're here, is to try new fun things. And happy coding, everybody. Bye.